Unlocking Academic English. Unlocking the Academic Word List. Introduction. This list includes the 570 head words from the official Academic Word List, AWL, developed by the New Zealand Victoria University of Wellington linked below. It can serve as a starting point for language students who are learning academic English. These words are encountered frequently in academic reading and are absolutely essential for effective writing. The AWL can be approached in various ways, such as studying them by frequency or commonality. It is divided into sublists, with the first sublist containing the most frequently used set of words, and the last sublist constituting the least commonly used set of words. The Academic Word List and the Academic Corpus. It came about as the result of researchers performing computerized and linguistic analysis of a collection of texts known as the Academic Corpus. A vast amount of written academic texts from different sources, such as academic journals, textbooks, research papers, and dissertations was collected and put into a database. These texts were carefully selected to represent a wide range of academic disciplines, including the humanities, i.e. history, philosophy, art, etc., business and commerce, law and sciences. The collected texts were then processed and standardized to remove any personal information, formatting, and non-academic content to protect privacy of individuals and ensure consistency of content. Once the corpus was compiled and annotated, researchers conducted extensive analysis to identify patterns, frequencies, and usage of words and phrases within the academic texts. This analysis helped in identifying the most frequent and essential words that are characteristic of academic writing. Word list compilation. Based on the analysis of the academic corpus, a list of high-frequency academic words was compiled. The compiled word list was then validated and refined through expert review and feedback. Linguists, educators, and subject matter experts reviewed the list to ensure its relevance and accuracy in representing the vocabulary needs of academic English learners. The development of the academic corpus involved a rigorous and systematic approach to ensure that the resulting word list accurately represents the vocabulary used in academic writing. This corpus has been widely used as a valuable resource for language learners, teachers, and researchers in the field of English for academic purposes, EAP. In this list, the head words are sorted by word class, including adjectives, adverbs, conjunctions, nouns, and verbs. Pronouns and prepositions are not included as they belong to the General Service List, GSL, which consists of more commonly used words with basic meanings. This document also offers some basic definitions for each word based on its word class. It is important to note that some words can function as multiple word classes, but for clarity, we have categorized them based on their most common usage. For example, the head word modified is defined as an adjective in this list but not a verb, as in genetically modified food. Head words, base form and main entry. In linguistics, a head word refers to the main entry or base form of a word. It is the form of a word that appears in dictionaries and is used as a reference point for related forms and meanings. For example, in the AWL, attributed is given as the head word, not the base form attribute. This means that the term attributed used in the sense of these ideas attributed to this person, a past participle verb, is the most frequently used form of the family of words related to the base form attribute. Conversely, the word attribute will not be found in the AWL. In summary, although head word is a term that can mean base form, or an altered form of a word, in this context, it is used to mean the word belonging to the family of words, and not necessarily the base form of the word when it is referenced in the AWL. However, for our purposes, when defining verbs, we have taken the liberty of converting them to their base form. In other words, you will find modified, defined as an adjective in our list, whereas attributed will be found in verbs and given as attribute. For your reference, compare with the unaltered head words presented in an alphabetical head word list found on page 17. Derivative forms and word families. Derivative forms are variations or different forms of a word that are created by adding prefixes, suffixes, or making other changes to the base form. Prefixes, parts added to the beginning of the base word, will change the word's meaning, as in interesting and uninteresting, having opposite meaning. Suffixes added to the end of the word will change its grammatical function. Interest a noun becomes plural when s is added, as in interests, and is made an adjective when the ing red participle is added to it, as in it is interesting, or they are interested, etc. Furthermore, a word family refers to a group of words that are derived from the same root or base word. These words share a common origin and often have similar meanings or functions. Word families can include various forms of a word, such as different parts of speech, noun, verb, adjective, adverb, or different tenses and inflections. As another example, let's consider the word communicate as the base word. The word family of communicate may include related words such as noun, communication, communicator, verb, communicate, communicates, communicated, communicating, adjective, communicative, communicable, adverb, communicatively. In this example, all the words in the word family are derived from the base word communicate and share a similar meaning or relationship. Understanding word families can help in expanding vocabulary, recognizing patterns, and using words effectively in different contexts. We recommend that you explore word families further, which can be found in the sublists of the academic word list with word families section of this document found on page 18. Please note that this information has been sourced from the academic word list website, https://www.wgtn.ac.lals/resources/academic word list, and distributed freely for educational purposes. Please write to us on the contact page of our website, www.practicalenglishwithdarcy.blogspot.com, for inquiries.
Headwords and definitions grouped by word class. Adjectives: abstract, existing in thought or as an idea, not concrete. Academic, relating to education and scholarship. Accurate, correct, exact, or precise. Adequate, satisfactory or sufficient in quantity, quality, or degree. Adjacent, next to or adjoining something. Ambiguous, having more than one possible meaning or interpretation. Analogous, comparable or similar in certain respects. Annual, happening once a year. Anticipated, expected or predicted. Apparent, clearly visible or understood, obvious. Appropriate, suitable or fitting for a particular purpose or situation. Arbitrary, based on random choice or personal whim, rather than any reason or system. Attached, connected or joined to something. Available, able to be used or obtained, accessible. Aware, having knowledge or perception of a situation or fact. Brief, lasting only for a short period of time. Capable, having the ability or capacity to do something. Chemical, relating to substances used in or produced by a chemical process. Civil, relating to ordinary citizens and their concerns, as distinct from military or ecclesiastical matters. Classical, relating to ancient Greek or Roman culture, art, or literature. Complex, consisting of many different and connected parts. Comprehensive, including or dealing with all or nearly all aspects of something. Concurrent, happening or existing at the same time. Confined, restricted or limited to a particular place or group. Confirmed, established as true or certain. Considerable, large in size, amount, or extent. Consistent, acting or done in the same way over time. Constant, occurring continuously or repeatedly. Constitutional, relating to the constitution or basic structure of a government or organization. Contemporary, belonging to the same time period or generation. Contrary, opposite in nature, direction, or meaning. Convinced, firmly persuaded or certain about something. Cooperative, involving mutual assistance or collaboration. Corporate, relating to a corporation or large business organization. Corresponding, matching or equivalent in character, form, or function. Crucial, extremely important or necessary. Cultural, relating to the arts, customs, and social behavior of a particular society or group. Definite, clearly stated or decided, not vague or uncertain. devoted, very loving or loyal. Diminished, made smaller or less. Domestic, relating to the running of a home or to family relations. Dominant, most important, powerful, or influential. Dramatic, exciting or impressive. Dynamic, characterized by constant change, activity, or progress. Economic, relating to the production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. Empirical, based on, concerned with, or verifiable by observation or experience rather than theory or pure logic. Enhanced, improved or made better. Enormous, extremely large or huge. Equivalent, equal in value, amount, function, or meaning. Established, having been in existence for a long time or widely recognized and accepted. Ethical, relating to principles of right and wrong in behavior. Ethnic, relating to a particular race or cultural group. Excluded, not included or allowed to be part of something. Explicit, clear, direct, and specific in expression or detail. External, relating to or coming from the outside. Federal, relating to a system of government in which power is divided between a central authority and individual states or provinces. Final, coming at the end or last in a series or process. Financial, relating to money or the management of money. Finite, having limits or bounds. Forthcoming, about to happen or be published. Fundamental, basic or essential. Global, relating to the whole world, worldwide. Hierarchical, organized in a system of levels or ranks. Identical, exactly the same or very similar. Implicit, understood or implied without being directly stated. Incompatible, not able to exist or work together harmoniously. Inherent, existing in something as a permanent, essential, or characteristic attribute. Initial, first or beginning. Integral, necessary or essential to complete something. Intermediate, in between or at a middle stage. Internal, relating to the inside or inner part. Intrinsic, belonging naturally or inherently. Involved, participating or taking part in something. Isolated, separated or detached from others. Legal, relating to the law or rules. Liberal, open to new ideas and tolerant of different opinions. Major, significant or important. Marginal, minor or insignificant. Mature, fully developed or grown. Medical, relating to medicine or healthcare. Mental, relating to the mind or mental processes. Military, relating to the armed forces or warfare. Minimal, of the smallest amount or degree. Modified, changed or altered. Mutual, shared or experienced by two or more parties, negative, unfavorable or pessimistic. Neutral, not favoring any side or position. Normal, typical or usual. Nuclear, relating to atomic energy or weapons. Obvious, clear or easily understood. Occupational, relating to a person's job or profession. Odd, strange or unusual. Ongoing, continuing or in progress. Overall, considering or including everything. Overseas, in or to a foreign country. Parallel, running alongside and never meeting. Passive, not actively participating or taking action. Perceived, understood or interpreted in a certain way. Persistent, continuing or enduring for a long time. Physical, relating to the body or material things. Positive, favorable or optimistic. Preceding, coming before in time or order. Precise, exact or accurate. Preliminary, introductory or preparatory. Previous, occurring or existing before in time or order. Primary, first or foremost in importance or rank. Prime, main or most important. Principal, primary or leading. Prior, existing or occurring before in time or order. Professional, relating to a specific occupation or field of work. Prohibited, not allowed or forbidden. Published, made available to the public. Qualitative, relating to the quality or characteristics of something. Radical, extreme or revolutionary. Random, happening by chance or without a pattern. Rational, based on reason or logic. Registered, officially recorded or documented. Relaxed, calm or at ease. Relevant, closely connected or applicable to the matter at hand. Reluctant, unwilling or hesitant. Required, necessary or mandatory. Restricted, limited or confined. Rigid, inflexible or strict. Significant, important or meaningful. Similar, resembling or having characteristics in common with something else. Specific, clearly defined or identified. Specified, stated or indicated clearly. Straightforward, simple or easy to understand. Subsequent, following in time or order. Successive, following one after another in a series. Sufficient, enough or adequate. Supplementary, additional or extra. Sustainable, able to be maintained or continued over time. Symbolic, representing or expressing something by means of symbols. Technical, relating to a particular subject or field of study. Temporary, lasting for a limited time. Traditional, relating to customs or practices that have been passed down through generations. Underlying, fundamental or basic. Unified, brought together or made into a single unit. Uniform, consistent or unchanging in form, quality, or character. Unique, one of a kind or distinct from all others. Visible, able to be seen or perceived. Visual, relating to sight or the sense of vision. Voluntary, done willingly or by choice. Widespread, existing or happening over a large area or among many people. So-called, commonly referred to as, but not necessarily true or accurate. Adverbs automatically, happening or done without conscious thought or deliberate effort. Conversely, in a contrasting or opposite way. Eventually, at some point in the future, after a period of time. Furthermore, in addition, moreover. Hence, as a result, therefore. Inevitably, in a way that cannot be avoided or escaped. Likewise, in the same way or manner. Nevertheless, in spite of that, however. Nonetheless, nevertheless, however. Predominantly, mostly or primarily. Solely, only or exclusively. Somewhat, to some extent or degree. Thereby, as a result of that action or process. Ultimately, finally or in the end. Virtually, nearly or almost. Whereby, by or through which. Conjunctions albeit, although, even though. Whereas, in contrast or comparison to something else. Nouns access, the ability or right to enter or use something. Accommodation, a place to live or stay, especially temporarily. Accumulation, the act of gathering or collecting something over time. Acquisition, the act of obtaining or gaining possession of something. Adaptation, the process of adjusting or modifying something to fit a new situation. Adjustment, a small change made to improve or correct something. Administration, the management and organization of a company or institution. Adults, fully grown or developed individuals. Advocate, a person who publicly supports or recommends a particular cause or policy. Aggregate, a whole formed by combining several elements or substances. Aid, assistance or support given to someone in need. Allocation, the action or process of distributing something. Alternative, a choice or option that is different from the usual or expected one. Amendment, a minor change or addition made to a document or law. Analysis, the process of examining and studying something in detail. Appendix, a section or supplement added at the end of a book or document. Appreciation, recognition and enjoyment of the good qualities of something or someone. Area, a particular part or region of a place. Aspects, different parts or features of something. Assembly, a group of people gathered together for a common purpose. Assessment, the evaluation or appraisal of something or someone. Assistance, help or support given to someone. Assurance, a positive declaration intended to give confidence, a guarantee. Attitudes, opinions, beliefs, or feelings towards something or someone. Author, a person who writes books or articles, especially as a profession. Authority, the power or right to give orders, make decisions, or enforce obedience. Behalf, as a representative of or on the part of someone. Benefit, an advantage or profit gained from something. Bias, a prejudice in favor of or against something, usually unfair. Bond, a connection or link between individuals or groups. Bulk, the mass or size of something large. Capacity, the maximum amount that something can contain or produce. Categories, groups or classes sharing common characteristics. Challenge, a difficult task or problem that requires effort to overcome. Channel, a means through which something is communicated or transmitted. Chapter, a main division of a book, typically with a number or title. Chart, a visual representation of data or information. Circumstances, the conditions or facts affecting a particular event or situation. Clarity, the quality of being clear, coherent, and easy to understand. Clause, a group of words containing a subject and a predicate. Code, a system of words, letters, or symbols used to represent something. Coherence, the quality of being logical and consistent. Colleagues, people with whom one works, especially in a profession or business. Comments, remarks, opinions, or observations made in response to a situation or a text. Commission, an instruction, command, or duty given to a person or group of people. Commitment, a pledge or promise to do something. Commodity, a raw material or primary agricultural product that can be bought and sold. Communication, the imparting or exchanging of information or news. Community, a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. Compensation, something, typically money, awarded to someone as a recompense for loss, injury, or suffering. Complement, something that completes or brings perfection to something else. Components, parts or elements that make up a whole. Compounds, a thing that is composed of two or more separate elements. Computer, an electronic device that can store, retrieve, and process data. Concentration, the action or process of focusing one's attention or mental effort on a particular task or object. Concept, an abstract idea or general notion. Conclusion, a judgment or decision reached after considering evidence or facts. Conference, a formal meeting for discussion or exchange of information. Conflict, a serious disagreement or argument. Conformity, compliance with standards, rules, or laws. Consent, permission or agreement. Consequences, the results or effects of an action or event. Constraints, limitations or restrictions. Construction, the process of building or assembling something. Consultation, a meeting or discussion to seek advice or information. Consumer, a person who purchases goods or services for personal use. Contact, the act of communicating or meeting with someone. Context, the circumstances or setting in which something occurs. Contract, a legally binding agreement between two or more parties. Contradiction, a statement or situation that is inconsistent or incompatible. Contrast, a noticeable difference between two or more things. Contribution, the act of giving or providing something. Controversy, a public disagreement or debate. Convention, a widely accepted and traditional practice or behavior. Coordination, the organization and integration of different elements or activities. Core, the central or most important part of something. Couple, two people or things of the same kind considered together. Credit, the ability to obtain goods or services before payment, based on the trust that payment will be made in the future. Criteria, standards or principles by which something is judged or evaluated. Currency, a system of money in general use in a particular country. Cycle, a series of events that are regularly repeated in the same order. Data, facts and statistics collected for analysis or reference. Debate, a formal discussion or argument on a particular topic. Decades, periods of 10 years. Deduction, the process of reaching a conclusion by reasoning from known facts or premises. Definition, a statement of the exact meaning of a word or phrase. Depression, a state of feeling sad, hopeless, or unimportant. Design, a plan or drawing produced to show the look and function or workings of something before it is built or made. Deviation, a departure or divergence from a standard or expected course. Device, a thing made or adapted for a particular purpose, especially a mechanical or electronic contrivance. Differentiation, the action or process of distinguishing between two or more things. Dimensions, measurements of length, width, and height. Discretion, the quality of behaving or speaking in such a way as to avoid causing offense or revealing private information. Discrimination, the unjust or prejudicial treatment of different categories of people or things, especially on the grounds of race, age, or sex. Displacement, the action of moving something from its place or position. Disposal, the act or process of getting rid of something. Distinction, a difference or contrast between similar things or people. Distortion, the action of giving a misleading account or impression. Distribution, the action or process of sharing things out among a number of recipients. Diversity, the state of being diverse or different. Document, a piece of written, printed, or electronic matter that provides information or evidence. Domain, an area of territory owned or controlled by a ruler or government. Draft, a preliminary version of a piece of writing or plan. Duration, the time during which something continues or lasts. Edition, a particular form or version of a published text. Elements, basic parts or components. Emphasis, special importance, value, or prominence given to something. Energy, the capacity to do work or produce heat. Enforcement, the act of ensuring compliance with rules or laws. Entities, beings or things that exist as separate and distinct. Environment, the surroundings or conditions in which a person, animal, or plant lives or operates. Equation, a mathematical statement that shows the equality of two expressions. Equipment, tools or machinery needed for a particular purpose or activity. Erosion, the gradual wearing away or destruction of something. Error, a mistake or inaccuracy. Estate, a large piece of property or land owned by someone. Estimate, an approximate calculation or judgment. Evaluation, the act of assessing or judging the value or quality of something. Evidence, facts, information, or signs that prove or support a claim or belief. Evolution, the gradual development or change of something over time. Expansion, the act or process of becoming larger or more extensive. Expert, a person who has a high level of knowledge or skill in a particular field. Exploitation, the act of using someone or something unfairly or for personal gain. Exposure, the state of being exposed to something, often a risk or danger. Factors, elements or circumstances that contribute to a result or outcome. Features, distinctive attributes or characteristics of something. Fees, payments for services or privileges. File, a folder or container for storing documents or data. Flexibility, the ability to bend, adapt, or change easily without breaking. Fluctuations, irregular changes or variations in something. Focus, the center of attention or concentration. Format, the arrangement or structure of something. Formula, a set of instructions or rules for solving a problem or achieving a result. Foundation, the base or groundwork on which something is built or established. Framework, a basic structure or system for organizing or understanding something. Function, the purpose or role that something has or is intended to have. Funds, money or financial resources. Gender, the state of being male or female, typically used with reference to social and cultural differences. Generation, a group of individuals born and living at the same time. Goals, targets or objectives to be achieved. Grade, a level or rank given to someone or something based on quality or performance. Guarantee, a promise or assurance of something. Guidelines, instructions or principles to follow. Hypothesis, a proposed explanation or theory that can be tested. Ideology, a system of ideas or beliefs, especially political or economic ones. Image, a representation or visual impression of something. Immigration, the action of coming to live permanently in a foreign country. Impact, the effect or influence of one thing on another. Implementation, the process of putting a plan or decision into effect. Implications, possible consequences or results of an action or decision. Incentive, something that motivates or encourages someone to do something. Incidence, the frequency or occurrence of something. Inclination, a tendency or preference towards something. Income, money received, especially on a regular basis, for work or through investments. Index, an alphabetical list of topics or names with references to where they occur. Individual, a single person or thing. Infrastructure, the basic physical and organizational structures and facilities needed for the operation of a society or enterprise. Inhibition, a feeling of self-restraint or holding back, initiatives, actions or plans to achieve a goal. Injury, harm or damage to the body. Innovation, the introduction of new ideas, methods, or products. Input, information or resources provided. Insights, valuable or profound understanding or information. Inspection, the act of examining closely. Instance, an example or occurrence of something. Institute, an organization or establishment for a specific purpose. Instructions, detailed directions or guidance. Integration, the process of combining or incorporating parts into a whole. Integrity, the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. Intelligence, the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills. Intensity, the degree or strength of something. Interaction, communication or involvement with others. Interpretation, the act of explaining or understanding something. Interval, a period of time between events or actions. Intervention, the act of getting involved to prevent or change a situation. Investigation, the process of examining or researching something. Investment, the act of putting money or resources into something. Issues, problems or concerns. Items, individual things or objects. Job, work or employment. Journal, a written record or diary. Justification, a reason or explanation for something. Label, a tag or marker identifying something. Labor, work or physical exertion. Layer, a sheet or level of something. Lecture, an educational talk or speech. Legislation, laws or regulations. Levy, a tax or fee imposed by the government. License, official permission or authorization. Link, a connection or relationship between things. Location, a specific place or position. Logic, reasoning or rational thinking. Maintenance, the act of keeping something in good condition. Manipulation, the act of handling or controlling something. Manual, a book or guide with instructions. Maximum, the highest or greatest amount. Mechanism, a system or process for achieving a result. Media, the means of communication, such as newspapers or television. Mediation, the act of resolving a dispute or conflict through a neutral third party. Medium, a means or channel of communication. Method, a way or procedure for doing something. Migration, the act of moving from one place to another. Minimum, the lowest or smallest amount or degree. Ministry, a government department or organization. Minorities, groups of people who are smaller in number or have less power. Mode, a way or manner of doing something. Monitoring, the act of observing or tracking something. Motivation, the reason or incentive to do something. Network, a system of interconnected people or things. Norms, accepted standards or patterns of behavior. Notion, an idea, belief, or concept. Objective, a goal or aim. Option, a choice or alternative. Orientation, the act of familiarizing or adapting to a new situation. Outcomes, results or consequences. Output, the amount or quantity produced. Overlap, a shared area or common part. Panel, a group of people assembled for a specific purpose. Paradigm, a model or example. Paragraph, a section of a written work. Parameters, limits or boundaries. Participation, the act of taking part or being involved. Partnership, a cooperative relationship between two or more parties. Percent, a proportion or ratio in relation to 100. Period, a specific length of time. Perspective, a particular point of view or way of thinking. Phase, a distinct stage or period in a process. Phenomenon, a remarkable or extraordinary event or occurrence. Philosophy, a system of beliefs or principles. Policy, a course of action or set of guidelines. Portion, a part of a whole. Potential, the possibility or capability of something. Practitioners, people who practice a profession or skill. Presumption, an assumption or belief based on probability. Principle, a fundamental truth or law. Priority, a thing that is regarded as more important than others. Procedure, a series of steps or actions to be followed. Process, a series of actions or steps to achieve a result. Project, a planned undertaking or task. Proportion, a part in relation to the whole. Prospect, the possibility or likelihood of future success. Protocol, a set of rules or guidelines. Psychology, the study of the mind and behavior. Publication, the act of making something publicly available. Quotation, a passage or phrase taken from a book or speech. Range, a variety or extent of something. Ratio, the relationship between two quantities. Reaction, a response to a stimulus or event. Recovery, the process of returning to a normal state after a setback or illness. Regime, a system or government in power. Region, a specific area or district. Regulations, rules or laws governing a particular activity or industry. Reliance, dependence or trust in someone or something. Research, the systematic investigation of a topic to discover new information. Resident, a person who resides in a particular place. Resolution, a firm decision or determination. Resources, materials or assets that can be used to accomplish something. Response, a reaction or reply to something. Restraints, limitations or restrictions. Revenue, income or funds generated by a business or organization. Revision, the act of reviewing or making changes to something. Revolution, a sudden or radical change. Role, a part or function performed by someone. Route, a way or course taken to get from one place to another. Scenario, a possible sequence of events or situation. Schedule, a plan or timetable for events or activities. Scheme, a plan or system for achieving a particular goal. Scope, the extent or range of something. Section, a distinct part or division of something. Sector, a specific area or field of activity. Security, measures taken to protect against danger or loss. Sequence, a particular order in which things happen or are arranged. Series, a number of related things or events that come one after another. Sex, the biological distinction between male and female. Shift, a period of work or duty. Simulation, the imitation or representation of a real-life situation. Site, a location or place. Source, the origin or cause of something. Sphere, a particular area of activity or expertise. Stability, the state of being steady or unchanging. Statistics, numerical data or facts used for analysis. Status, the position or condition of something or someone. Strategies, plans or methods for achieving a goal. Stress, pressure or tension caused by demanding circumstances. Structure, the arrangement or organization of something. Styles, particular forms or manner of expression. Subordinate, a person who is lower in rank or position. Subsidiary, a company that is controlled by another company. Substitution, the act of replacing one thing with another. Sum, the total or aggregate of something. Summary, a brief statement or overview of the main points. Survey, a study or examination of a particular subject or area. Tapes, magnetic strips used for recording or storing data. Target, a goal or objective. Task, a piece of work to be done or accomplished. Team, a group of people working together to achieve a common goal. Techniques, methods or skills used to achieve a desired result. Technology, the application of scientific knowledge for practical purposes. Tension, a state of mental or emotional strain. Termination, the act of ending or concluding something. Text, written or printed words. Theme, a central or recurring idea or subject. Theory, a system of ideas intended to explain something. Thesis, a statement or theory put forward to be proved or maintained. Topic, a subject or theme of discussion or conversation. Transformation, a marked change in form, nature, or appearance. Transition, the process or period of changing from one state or condition to another. Transmission, the act or process of transmitting something. Transport, the movement of people or goods from one place to another. Trend, a general direction in which something is developing or changing. Utility, usefulness or practicality. Validity, the quality of being logically or factually sound. Variables, factors or elements that can change or vary. Vehicle, a means of transportation. Version, a particular form or addition of something. Violation, the act of breaking or disregarding a rule or law. Vision, the ability to see or the act of imagining or planning for the future. Volume, the amount of space occupied by something. Welfare, the health, happiness, and well-being of individuals or a community. Prepositions despite, without being affected by, in spite of. Notwithstanding, in spite of, despite. Plus, in addition to, and also. Via, by way of or through a particular place or medium. Verbs abandon, to completely give up or leave behind. Accompany, to go somewhere with someone as a companion. Achieve, to successfully accomplish or reach a goal. Acknowledge, to accept or admit the existence or truth of something. Affect, to have an influence on or cause a change in something. alter, to change or modify. Approach, to come near or nearer to something in distance or time. Approximate, to estimate or calculate something to be close to the actual value. Assigned, to allocate or designate someone or something to a particular task or role. Assume, to suppose or take for granted without proof. Attain, to succeed in achieving something after effort or struggle. Attribute, to regard something as being caused by or resulting from a particular person or thing. Cease, to come to an end, stop. Cite, to quote or refer to as evidence or justification. Coincide, to occur at the same time or be in agreement or harmony. Collapse, to fall down or give way suddenly. Commence, to begin or start. Compile, to collect or gather information or data from various sources. Comprise, to consist of or be made up of. Conceive, to form or develop an idea or plan in the mind. Conduct, to organize and carry out a particular activity or process. Convert, to change or transform from one form or state to another. Create, to bring into existence or bring about. Decline, to become smaller, fewer, or less. Demonstrate, to show or prove something clearly and convincingly. Denote, to be a sign or indication of, signify. Deny, to refuse to admit or accept as true. Derive, to obtain or receive from a source or origin. Detect, to discover or identify the presence or existence of something. Display, to show or exhibit. Eliminate, to completely remove or get rid of something. Emerge, to come forth into view or notice. Enable, to give someone the authority or means to do something. Encounter, come across or experience. Ensure, to make certain or guarantee. Exceed, to go beyond or surpass a limit or expectation. Exhibit, to display or show something publicly. Export, to send goods or services to another country for sale. Extract, to remove or take out something, often by effort or force. Facilitate, to make a process or action easier or smoother. Found, establish or create. Generate, produce or create. Grant, give or allow as a right or privilege. Highlight, emphasize or make more noticeable. Identify, recognize or determine. Ignore, disregard or pay no attention to. Illustrate, show or demonstrate with pictures or examples. Imply, suggest or convey indirectly. Impose, force upon or require. Incorporate, include or combine as part of something. Indicate, to point out or show. Induced, cause or bring about. Infer, deduce or conclude from evidence or reasoning. Insert, to put something in a specific place. Invoke, call upon or summon. Minimize, reduce to the lowest possible level. Obtain, acquire or gain. Occur, to happen or take place. Offset, to counterbalance or compensate for something. Pose, present or put forward. Predict, foretell or anticipate, promote, to encourage or support the growth or development of something. Purchase, to buy or acquire something. Pursue, to follow or chase after something. Refine, to improve or make more precise. Reinforce, make stronger or more secure. Rejected, refuse or decline. Release, to set free or make available. Remove, take away or eliminate. Restore, to bring back or return to a previous state. Retain, keep or preserve. Reveal, made known or disclosed. Reverse, to go or move backward. Select, to choose or pick out from a group. Seek, to look for or search for. Submit, to present or hand in. Survive, to continue to live or exist. Suspend, temporarily stopped or put on hold. Trace, to find or discover by investigation or research. transfer, to move or convey from one place to another. Trigger, to cause something to happen or occur. Undergo, to experience or go through a process or change. Undertaken, to take on or begin.